Good morning.
Hi.
How's it going, Jessica?
Good. How are you?
Good. Come on in. So good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Thanks for coming out
Yeah.
right this way. Awesome. We'll be right in here.
Okay. Cute.
Thank you. Go ahead and take a seat. Let me just grab the camera real quick. Okay. Yeah, over there is great. Just for lining up angles. And I'll give you this if we can just kind of tuck that with you.
Sure.
The little clip broke, unfortunately. So, okay. So, nobody's in there, but we'll just do a little intake if you don't mind.
Sure.
When was the last time you had a massage?
Like professional?
Yeah.
Maybe like, shoot, I can't even remember.
Yeah, it's been
Maybe
a long
like
time.
6 months or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And how are you feeling right now in your body?
My body's been giving me a lot of pain lately.
Yeah. Okay. So this is good timing to
Yeah.
be hanging out and
Uh-huh.
work out some of that stuff today.
Mhm.
Okay. Can we just go really quickly through kind of your overall health history? And especially, I want to just hit some of the big ones where I need to know if there's anything that I need to watch out for. Especially any accidents, big injuries that you've had in the past.
Yeah, I had a car accident maybe like 10 years ago, and it
Ooh.
caused a whiplash in my neck.
Okay.
And then I had a ankle. Um, I sprained my ankle about a year ago. My
I
left
remember
left
that
ankle.
was a, yeah.
And it's been causing, I don't know if it caused it, but I've been having issues on this side and now my knee too.
Okay.
Yeah, like everything's kind of
You're
like
getting
getting out
that.
of alignment because of that, I think.
The referral kind of effect where when you're having to favor one part of the body when you're taking a step, you're feeling that like strain in all the way up and down. Okay.
And on the other side, yeah.
So that was more recent. The car accident was pretty far back. Are you still actively feeling any pain from the car accident?
I don't know. My neck is just very finicky about like pillows and, I'll wake up and I won't feel right, because of the way I slept or something. Sometimes I have neck pain and stuff. But I've been going to a chiropractor and he's been giving me adjustments and then also doing the exercise ball.
Oh, good.
To try to
like yoga ball.
Yeah.
Kind of stretching out and getting your tune in from that.
Yeah.
Good. What else are you doing for your kind of mind, body, self-care routines? Any meditation? Any are still dancing? Is that?
Yeah, I do some dancing. Yeah, I've been trying to go swim laps, and then there's the rowing team in Hilo. I've been trying to go do that sometimes.
Yeah, you're rowing? How's that feel on the body?
I've only done it once so far, but it felt amazing.
Good. Yeah, I could imagine that being really healthy for opening up the shoulders and getting the neck dialed in for that. Okay, awesome. How about just to eliminate really quick, do you have any history with cancer or any big illnesses in your backstory?
Okay. But I forgot to mention part of that whole injury thing. I was doing long walks with a friend for exercise, and I was wearing the wrong shoes, and I developed plantar fasciitis at the bottom of my feet. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just having a lot of weird.
I hear that. This sounds kind of weird, but I sort of love plantar fasciitis because I feel like it responds in a way that like people can be really surprised about, because the common knowledge out there is like you can't really do that much about it, like maybe stretching it here and there, but I think we might be able to get some good progress on that. And get you some relief, at least in the near term.
Cool.
And yeah, maybe show you some stuff that'll help.
Okay.
take the edge off on the day-to-day. Awesome. So we've got some plantar fasciitis, a little bit of injuries, a little bit of just history with that neck stability stuff. Is there anything else going on with other systems of the body? Anything up with your skin, skeleton, digestion?
Yeah, my digestion's kind of weird sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of like yeah, my stomach has kind of been angry since last night.
Oh no.
Like making a lot of like noises and stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah, talking to you a little extra. Okay. Well, anything else that you're aware of sensing in your body right now?
Not really.
Good. That makes it kind of simple. Let's definitely work on you and see if we can get you some relief for
Okay.
that. The plantar fasciitis, especially. I'd love to spend some really good time on your feet if that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
But let's check everything out overall. So with the video and what I've been doing, just to kind of explain, like, make sure you feel comfortable with everything going on, is I'm just throwing it up on the internet, and then we're kind of cutting down the segments that help just show and exemplify what's going on in massage treatment rooms and the versatility that massage has to like look at a bunch of different conditions that a lot of times mainstream medicine either doesn't really have that much to say about, like plantar fasciitis, or that they're like limited to surgical options, but a lot of people are having like a subclinical experience where they can get benefit but they don't need surgery. And so if you're going to the doctor a lot of time, like they just kind of can't help you or like leave you hanging in that in between place. And so that's like a big part of my mission right now, is just showing there's so many different things that you can get relief with massage or with like skilled touch, energy work, like all that stuff that's not necessarily obvious to people who haven't already had that experience. So I want you to be super comfortable. So like if you need to like pause, or like we can spin the camera off you or whatever at any point, and we're just really just hanging out. Sound good?
Cool. Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm so glad you came out.
Yeah,
I appreciate
thanks.
you making the drive, and can't wait to see what we can do. Let's I'll step out and wash up, and I'll have you just jump between the sheets there, face down. I'll take the camera with me so you can just undress to your comfort level. Some people take everything off, some people leave everything on. It doesn't matter to me. I have control with the sheet for privacy. So
okay.
Yeah, it's totally up to your comfort.
Okay, cool.
All right, I'll give you a second. And you could just tuck the microphone when you're changing. If you want to just leave it like on the armrest there, then it'll catch.
Okay, sounds
what
good.
You're saying when we've got you face down.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, I'll see you in a second.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Totally. I should have asked. Yeah, straight through there. Hi. Good morning. Welcome back to my massage studio. Let's see if I can get this. It's crazy. Okay. So this morning we were working with Jessica. Jessica is a lovely lady. She's been kind of a long drive, and she's got some my like gooseneck is being super floppy today. Sorry. Is that better? Clean it up. All right. So today we're working with Jessica. Jessica is a lovely lady, drove all the way up from Pahoa, pretty far down about an hour down the coast, more or less, out here on the Big Island. She is especially talking about plantar fasciitis as a ongoing concern, and then there's some stuff going on with like knees, hips, some torsion that we're expecting to find from an accident that she had about a year ago. So we're going to be watching out, especially for that low body stuff today. and I'm excited to see what we can do, what we can adjust. So I'll be taking a look at her feet, hips, ankles, low body, in addition to kind of tying everything together with our classic full body nervous system approach. So give me a second, I'll wash up and we'll get going. All right, take your time. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Come in.
You all set, Jessica?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So there's always a little bit of silly pauses with the video sessions as I'm adjusting the camera and making sure that it's pointing at anything.
Yeah.
So just be patient with me through those if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I want to check out how your neck is laying here. That looks like it's okay for right now, but we might need to keep adjusting it as we settle into the table.
Yeah.
At the moment. And I'm going to lift up your ankles just a little bit. Okay. as we get started, just to make sure you let me know if there's anything I can do to make you more comfortable, okay?
Okay.
I usually chatter a little bit more than a normal session since we're cutting up the video later.
Okay.
But you can feel free to respond and chat with me or not respond and just kind of like zone out and let me tell some weird stories. Either which way. It's fine. And if it's driving you crazy, let me know. Make sure we get you a little deeper into that relaxation state. Do you notice one foot being worse than the other?
Well, the right foot is worse, but the left ankle is worse.
The left ankle, yeah.
But yeah, the right foot is the main injury right now.
That's what I kind of thought when I touched it. And it was the left ankle that you had hurt last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely have a little bit of alignment challenge happening in there. Good mobility though. The bones of your feet have a lot of space to shuffle around and get where they need to be. So that is positive. It's a good sign.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like, just more work to relax and get it to adapt for people who are like tend to have really tight fascia or just don't have very much space to move inside of their own skin, if that makes sense. So I like what we're feeling so far for you. Right now I'm just kind of comparing side to side the way that the muscles are developed, the way that they're lining up with the joints. Doing okay?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You'll let me know if you need anything, right?
Uh-huh.
Perfect. Did you happen to see any of the videos that I've done in the last month or so?
Mm-mm.
I've been doing it on and off for a year, I want to say, but pretty sporadically. And I just started kind of taking it more serious about a month ago. And I've had a pretty good turnout, a little bit prioritizing of the batch of people that reached out to me first, the people that I already had some connection with. And so I've been visiting with them. So I had Arthur
Oh,
a
cool.
few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the Noble Squire?
Yeah.
Who does the beatboxing from time to time? Yeah, I had him in a few weeks ago. And then last week we saw Joni.
I don't know if I know who
Todd's girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's been really sweet getting to have some of the Pahoa crew come.
Yeah.
Check it out. Very assorted.
Well, Arthur just moved to Kauai, so you must have gotten him right before he moved.
Yeah, exactly. Right before he took off. Yeah, I'm super excited for him.
Yeah. You're talking about videos on your Facebook or your website?
Yeah, and YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been quite a process. I started out really camera shy, but I just had this sense of like, all of the massage therapists I talked to were really camera shy. And I was like looking for a video and just realizing like there's almost no footage of real massage therapy happening that's like, there's ASMR stuff that's just something to watch for, it feels good to watch. And then there's instructional material for massage therapists, but I just felt like I wanted to be able to show people a little bit more casually just what it's really like, like a pretty small percentage of the population has actually ever gotten a professional massage before.
Oh.
And of course, when you're in the treatment room, you're just having your own treatment, and nobody knows what other people's treatments look like.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Mm.
Bless you. So I'm kind of dropping in and just energetically picking up a little bit of the information that's going on with the way that your body's settling into the table. And everybody has some small asymmetry, just depending on how we use our skeletons and muscles through our lives. We're always adapting to the day-to-day. So I'm just listening in for that kind of echoes of where you've been. You can tell what you're talking about with that sensation that the neck and shoulders are a little bit wanting support. Where were you going walking?
At the Bahala Community Center.
Just doing laps up at the... Is it a track there or more like a...
No, it's more grass. Like a baseball field or
baseball
something.
Field, yeah.
But we made a big loop. and we just kept going around.
Yeah. That's such a good way to get in some connection time and be able to visit with somebody that you need to catch up with, to be on the move.
Yeah.
You must have been hitting it pretty hard though if we got that plantar fascia.
Yeah, I was doing 2 to 3 miles a day for about a month.
Wow. Well, that is an impressive amount of activity to add in. Was it kind of sudden? Like you hadn't been walking very much before that?
Yeah, it was it was like motivating to have someone else who wanted to do it, so I just went for it.
And the ankle injury had you off your feet for kind of a while before that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's easy to do. I see that a lot, where when we start feeling better from something that's really had us kind of stuck in a lower movement season, but then it feels so good to get out there and get active again, but it's easy to overdo it.
Yeah.
Right here, let's just feel into the line of connection between these 2 points. And you start by just noticing that lower point and the sensation as that pressure is drawing attention to that area of the body. And I'll engage a little more pressure in the upper point. And if you can almost draw with your imagination like a line of connection between these 2 points. I just want to calibrate what's going on with the way the nervous system and the fascia are talking to each other here. You do any meditation stuff, Jessica?
Kinda. I mean, I'll put on some like long YouTube meditation tracks.
Yeah, like guided meditation tracks.
Yeah, or just like music with like a certain frequency or something like that.
Oh yeah, totally. Like some like isochronic or binaural beats kind of stuff.
Something like that.
Yeah. I like that too. I like being able to select. There's so many now too. And I guess some are better than others, but I feel like if your body is responding and it feels calming or matches what you're trying to do, then that's the really important part, right? But that you can kind of pick out now, like what chakra you want to highlight or like an emotional state that you want to address. There's so many options out there.
Yeah.
One of my very favorites, because I do that a lot of that too, is there's a guy called the Montana Cellist, and he does isochronic tones and like frequency healing tracks, but they're completely analog generated on a cello. And so
cool.
he's recording himself, right, with like an acoustic instrument generating these tones. And I love it so much.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, I've been putting that on a lot for years. We should put that in the background of this video. Get some really beautiful tunes going.
Yeah.
Move the camera a little bit, get a little closer.
Could I get some tissues?
Yeah, of course.
I'm a little bit stuffed up right now.
I hear you. Getting face down, I feel like if there's anything already going on, it really brings up you can just use that washcloth there. But it brings up the sinus sensitivity for sure. Okay. So I'll just keep saying every once in a while, kind of for the purpose of the video project, what I'm doing is bringing people into my massage studio, and we're just filming a regular session. They tend to be a little bit chattier than a standard session because we're also aware that we're being watched a little bit and we want to include the people who are viewing, but mostly I just want to show everyone the huge versatility of possibilities inside of touch medicine and help introduce a broader community to the range of conditions and mental health concerns, physical concerns that we can address with massage therapy and other skilled touch therapies. And I also like the idea that it's encouraging to my other practitioners, people that are also doing body work, massage therapy out there, who sometimes it's a kind of isolating profession because we have to go out of our way quite a way to experience each other's work, see what other people are doing. So I'm just wanting to include more people into a view of my little part of the world that I spend a lot of time in and a lot of people I've never seen before. So we're getting some good movement here with the scapula opened up on this muscle, the levator scapula, that's in charge of elevating and moving the upper corner of the scapula relative to the skull. You can feel that connection there, and I just want to highlight that in your body. Because every time that we're receiving physical touch from another human specifically, we have nerve receptors that are especially sensitized to the temperature of human bodies. And so it's literally the human physical touch allows us to turn on a kind of awareness that otherwise doesn't exist very explicitly in our experience. And it helps us map the way that our body is in space. It helps us become more coordinated and get the pieces of the instructions the nervous system is sending out to the rest of the body to fire in a more coordinated way. And so that by itself accounts for a lot of the benefit of receiving massage. It also has a big impact on the circulatory system just by addressing this tissue. It helps the blood vessels nearby. Every time that I'm touching an area, the blood vessels nearby are responding and adjusting their dilation so that your blood flow is really becoming more available, delivering those nutrients that are loaded into the bloodstream that need to get distributed out into all the cells of the body. So we're talking to the circulatory system there. And really every system of the body responds over the course of massage therapy, depending on what you're addressing. Different systems might respond different intensities, but we get a little positive effect out of every system, which is great. I feel like a lot of us, like maybe have a hard time identifying a single condition or like a main symptom that's a big enough issue to get help from the mainstream medical system. We describe it to the doctor and they're just like, well, we can't really do anything about that. It's not bad enough to need surgery. So they don't have a specific way that they can help us. But with touch-based therapy, we can just talk to the body and get every system a little bit elevated, and especially cumulatively over time, I see some really amazing effects from the way that people's bodies respond as they get used to taking that time to relax, taking that time to amplify the experience of the nervous system and get more aware, more in tune that way. Okay. I'm pretty happy with the tissue change that we're getting in your shoulders and back already.
Yeah, feels good.
Yeah. Can you tell a difference even like laying down without moving yet to feel the way that the sensation has already changed?
Yeah.
What's it feel like?
Just like a balancing.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way to say that. A lot of times you just automatically get a little bit more symmetrical as the two sides of the body get that information fed in and are able to even out through the central nervous system. Okay. Just adjusting the camera here for a second. Okay. So one of the main concerns that we were especially wanting to check in with on Jessica's body is the plantar fasciitis that's built up as she's picked up walking, which is such a good move for your overall health to get built back up. But sometimes if we go a little bit fast, or just we can have underlying sensitivity already existing in the feet where it's not really anything that you did wrong even. It's just that sensitivity kicks up when there's more challenge on the system. So I want to open up your leg overall a little bit first, and then we want to dive in and spend some extra time on these areas that are really impacted by the plantar fasciitis. And it's kind of lucky that I'm seeing you right now because I have been thinking about plantar fasciitis a lot lately, and I also have struggled with plantar fasciitis over the course of my life and had a lot of recovery, but it can be a place where if my well-being is dropping down a little lower, then I can be sensitive there and just running myself down. I will eventually have to slow down and take some time to reset my feet as well.
It's a long healing process.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a long healing process. And it can be a situation that is like really difficult to resolve completely, even if we get long windows of relief where it's not really bothering us, then it can still flare up in the future if we're needing to adjust how we take care of ourselves. had a mentor many years ago that was working on my plantar fasciitis and just really gave me a cool example of treatment approach that's pretty heavy on trigger point theory, which is an approach also called myofascial release, where the muscle and fascia connection is being addressed directly to help reset that. And since it's the fascia, the fasciitis of the sole of the foot, that tends to respond really well to fascia type therapies. So I'm gonna kind of pull this open. Is it feeling sensitive in the calf here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Feeling a little bit of kind of automatic protection kicking on. That tends to be a subconscious response when the body has learned to anticipate something might be about to get uncomfortable. So I'm going to slow down and still make an impact on what's happening with the tissue, but while also teaching your body to trust this experience a little more and move out of the feeling of protectiveness or danger. So we're gonna go slow and steady to work into that plantar fasciitis. Before you got on the table, Jessica, what would you say was the pain level for I know it was the right foot that you said was worse. I'm on the left leg right now. But
probably kind of low because it's more when I first wake up and I'm walking. If I have to walk to the bathroom, that's kind of when it's the worst.
Classic. Yeah, that sensation of the very first thing in the morning is what we think of as a diagnostic criteria for plantar fasciitis. The other kinds of foot pain don't have that like distinctive signature of the way that the foot just like almost feels like it's cracking, or just such an intense sensation on that first step when you wake up. Yeah. So you had it opened up a little bit already by the time that you got in here today. Compared to other mornings, how would you say it was when you woke up this morning?
Kind of a little bit worse, I guess.
A little bit worse than like earlier in the week. Okay. I'm feeling this kinetic chain, both the medial and lateral aspect are really engaged to create stability. So this is kind of the echo of that injury to the ankle, where muscles that don't usually have to quite be that strong built up some muscle mass in order to make sure that the joint stayed stabilized while you were in the healing process. Are you getting any discomfort when I just like give a little tug there?
No.
Nah. Does it feel kind of good?
Like when my calves don't like a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that feels good.
Okay. We'll keep giving it some of that traction. I'm just listening in. Got a spot right there that was pretty sensitized, pretty strong involuntary movement. I'm going back in and I'm feeling the tissue, really especially surrounding this metatarsal. Got some flexors and extensors, which are just the muscles that allow us to operate the foot and ankle. and the way that they're connecting into the bone here. There we go. And it's pretty subtle, but we get an effect around 20 seconds after a given bit of stimulus begins. The nervous system starts to adjust, and that information sometimes turns down, sometimes turns up, but the stimulus has been going up the nerve long enough that the body has a chance to respond and kind of choose how it's gonna calibrate there. And so a lot of times if we just hang out giving a little bit of pressure, it doesn't have to be super intense, but sometimes it's good to let it be intense. But that lets the nerve carrying that information kind of clear out the old signal and bring in a more coherent new signal that allows the body to move more smoothly afterward. Do you do any self-massage, Jessica?
Yeah.
Do you work on your own feet?
Uh-huh.
Good. Good. Do you find it makes a difference? Like you have good relief after?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Kind of feels never ending. Like I could keep massaging it forever.
Right?
And it's still there, but
I definitely want to loosen up this side a little bit, but without being super aggressive with it, because we do have that older injury and some scar tissue, structural stuff that's still finding its way. So I like to just encourage the tendons and ligaments to drop back a little bit into their more natural positioning, but we're not trying to wrestle them to change shape so much today. But I do want to dive into this other foot and see if we can get some contrast. Okay. I'm trying to remember if I've ever got the camera lined up in a way that I was super happy with how it looked for footwork before. How I'm gonna put it now.
oh my.
You okay? Grab them. There you go.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right, you still doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's still spend a little time opening up hips and legs. So everything is so connected. I'm gonna just adjust that positioning slightly. How's that feel?
Fine.
So I've been really enjoying getting to work on people I might not otherwise get to work with doing these video sessions, and also learning a lot about how to just set stuff up, do the production, the editing, and everything. I have a really great helper who is doing a fair amount of the editing process and helping me get stuff actually set up and published. But I'm starting to feel like in order to take the production to the next level, I really need to get somebody to hold the camera. And it probably doesn't have to be like, you know, super pro videographer to start out or anything, but that I would love to get a little bit more control over, you know, just somebody being able to pay attention to where the camera is pointed, because for me to stop and move around, I feel like we, you know, lose a little bit of the plot line of the session when I'm also trying to manage the video equipment.
Right.
So if you know somebody who's good at holding a cell phone,
okay.
let me know.
All right.
Yeah. Is that pressure okay?
Yeah.
I'm going a little deep here, wanting to just straighten out some of this. Got a few muscle fibers fired off in the thigh that I'm going to buy a little space further down the leg. Okay. Is there anything you need while we're paused for a second, Jessica?
My washcloth fell again.
Here, I'll just grab you another one. Okay. So we've got the back of body opened up a bit already. We've worked back, shoulders, a little bit in hips and legs. And we're coming into this right foot where the plantar fasciitis was really causing the most pain. So I do want to kind of help desensitize the muscles of the calf, because these muscles are actually narrowing into connective tissue that's wrapping around the ankle in a few different places and essentially producing the tension in the bottom of the foot that really doing your self massage at home, if you're able to work into the calf as well and really kind of build up some familiarity and kindness for these calf muscles.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I would expect that to help a lot. And for the way that yours is presenting, I would kind of expect this internal edge to be especially helpful. And I bet that as you start diving into it, it may feel really sensitive initially. And so part of your goal there is to just desensitize that set of muscles and nerves that are talking to you from the inner edge or the medial edge of the calf here. Is that feeling pretty sensitive as I'm getting into that? Yeah, compared to the outside, you feel like the inside edge is more sensitive. Yeah. That's what it feels like. There are two pretty substantial muscles running up the back of the calf that are both connecting into the Achilles tendon there, or the calcaneal tendon, we'll also call it sometimes. And so it's a lot of power. It's a lot of force available from those two muscles. So when they are not acting in coordination, and especially when we have that kind of inner edge, it's producing a lot of tension into the foot as it goes across the heel, then it's a lot of capacity that muscle has to just yank on the sole of your foot. And then when we're sleeping, all that tension is part of what the body is trying to do, all of that growing and healing that we do while we're asleep, right? And so it's getting really built up so that connective tissue can resist the force coming from the muscles in the calf. Really slow down there because I can tell that's quite sensitive for you. You doing okay?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to move action into the sole of the foot now that we have the calf pulled open a bit. And a lot of times what I'm paying attention to is like really tiny amounts of change where the fascia tension is giving us even like a millimeter of give, where the tissue is actually lengthening and getting a little bit longer. And so I'm picking up that shift and kind of inviting it to be more organized, be more aligned with what's the most ergonomical way for the muscle tissues to kind of hug your bones and allow you to move through space. And just like we did in your back earlier, I'm kind of grabbing 2 points where the tension in the fascia is turned up. And we want to just kind of allow them to move through the plane of your body a little more easily. Doing okay with that?
Yeah, I'm trying to breathe. My nose is all stuffed up.
You know what? We can always just turn you over too and do this from the other angle.
Okay.
Let's take a pause and flip.
All right.
Yeah. Take that. Get that cushion adjusted. All right, a little drainage there. And actually, I'll have you scoot down onto the table towards me. Yeah. And then I can actually prop your head up a little bit. Just pulling that cushion up there so that we can get that drainage pointed the other way. How's that feel?
Yeah, really good.
Better? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I still want to be down here with my foot. Most of all. So it's just a little fidgety on me right now. All right. Where we catch that alignment there, but it's just really trying to drop back down. Is that all right if it's a little bit leaned on your other foot there? Do you mind?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. tension okay?
Yeah.
All right. I'm sure you can kind of feel how it's actually tight, like all the way up your leg and into your thigh. And that's a part of this whole system. Here we go. Now that we've got the tissue opened up a little bit, some of the deeper distortions in the structure are getting a little easier to feel. So I'm zooming in on the core of the concern there. Have you tried icing your foot to deal with the plantar fasciitis pain?
Yeah, I do the water bottle where the frozen water bottle, like roll it.
Yes, that's so smart. Call that microphone up now. Do you mind if I just kind of tuck that right there?
Oh, you're doing what?
I'm just tucking the microphone closer to your face a little bit. Is that all right there? Okay. That was some good movement there. So the plantar fascia is a sheet of fascia. There's a few important sheets of fascia in the body, kind of longer, wider areas where the fascia is thickened. So when the plantar fascia gets thickened in a way that makes it less flexible than is working well for the bones of the feet, then a lot of times we get that discomfort there. Plantar fasciitis is a little bit of a misnomer because itis means inflammation, and it turns out there's actually often not any inflammation happening or any interesting inflammation. So while it does actually respond well to if you want to do any of the kind of interventions that generally take your inflammation down, like really doubling down on turmeric, stuff like that, a lot of times people get improvement with sensation in joints and also the feelings in the bottom of the feet. So it's a bit connected, but it's more of a structural concern of the way that the plantar fascia is trying to grow and restore itself through the night than quite being a inflammation problem proper. So I'm being pretty firm here, and we never want to go past your comfort level or make you feel like you're having to squirm or jump off the table, but we do want to give a bit of intense stimulation to all of the fascia, not just the sheet of the plantar fascia, but also the rest of the connective tissue, the ligaments and tendons that are nearby as well, because they're all interconnected and pulling on each other. So getting a little bit, a few millimeters of lengthening out of this plantar fascia every time that we work it over. Sometimes a lot at once. Ooh, right there. How's that feel?
Good.
And kind of dive in there. And get that longer hold, that kind of myofascial release type approach. Trying to really line it up on this tendon that we've got running. And I want to talk to all the parts of the nervous system of giving those super fine instructions to the bundles of muscle tissue and adjusting how the fascia is responding. Ooh, good movement there. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. The positioning of the bones of the big toe are a little bit pulled into distortion by the way the plantar fascia is contracted. And so just it gave us a little more length, and that bone just actually jumped without being under pressure from me really, but it just was allowed to glide back into its more natural position. And the point that I'm on here is in like traditional reflexology is associated with the heart. So you may find on an energetic level that pulling into this point gives a little bit of a heart opening sensation or allows some of those heart-centered emotions to surface.
Yeah, I could totally feel that.
Can you? Good.
Yeah.
Still really rocking into it. We're still getting small change as I keep pressure onto this point. We've got adjustment from the bone. We're feeling some shift in the heart. All good things. Nice. Oh, and then it's got a little more in the movement of the ankle. Another thing that we can do to relieve tension patterns through the ankle and foot that can be contributing into that plantar fasciitis is to just draw circles with the ankle. Like if you're sitting watching a show or just like at a desk or in the shop kind of thing, you know, to just almost imagine that you're drawing an alphabet with the points of your toes and build up that small coordination of being able to drive your foot around and then giving more instruction to those parts of the body that we're a little bit shut out of right now will help reset the automation that's making it lock up. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So the body's always trying to figure out how to give us shortcuts. And so if it does something and it kind of works, then it'll start doing it automatically after that. But if it doesn't work well for you in the long term, sometimes we just have to give it a new instruction and practice giving it new information to pay attention to. So I don't know, when you are home back in your rhythm and you just get into a little bit doing more foot massage on yourself again next time, shoot me a line if you find yourself adding some techniques that you were feeling here.
Okay.
And we'll just stay in touch about it. We want to keep opening up that back of the, oh, it's still pretty sensitive there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Back of the heel and above that. So that's the area that you can really focus on your own too, and make sure to get the ice rolling across this as well. Nice. Okay. I'm just gonna gently kind of kneel in here and just on an energetic level, I'm bringing my awareness into the soles of your feet. You can meet me there. Noticing any difference in the right to the left. Noticing any sensations that have changed since before you came in. And with that, I can feel your breath automatically adjusting and lengthening out as your nervous system and your breath are interfacing in a little bit lower frequency, calmer, smoother way. Okay. Just gonna grab that other microphone. You go ahead and take a few minutes to just breathe and let that set in, and then when you're all done, you can meet me out here. Okay, Jessica?
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
use the restroom.
Yeah, of course. No problem. All right. How's it feeling right now?
Good.
You're comparing foot to foot.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get us both on the screen. So it was I'm doing horizontal and I was doing vertical, and I don't know if you've played with that, but it's kind of awkward to transition.
Oh.
Okay, maybe I'll just pop it off. Okay. How's that?
Good.
All right. Sorry, I'm being awkward. All right. So comparing the right foot to the left, is it feeling, what change are you picking up there?
Yeah, it just feels more like I feel more of the pressure points like hitting the ground. Like it's kind of like I'm the pressure. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but like the points at the bottom of my feet are like coming down to the ground to give me support. I feel like
like the stability is kind of adjusted there. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear. I'm so glad you came out today, and I'll be interested to hear how your plantar fasciitis feels over the next couple of days now that we've worked on it. So definitely text me if you have any change that you notice. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Okay,
Good to see you, Jessica.
You too.
Okay. Thanks so much for doing that with me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. It feels really good.
Good. It was fun to have you. All right. Yeah, you too. See you later. I'm going to take a little reflection moment here. Let's see. Fingers are hot. And drop the other microphone for the feed. Cool. All right, you guys. So that was my 4th session in the last month or so with just people from the community who were willing to help me out with getting some body work, receiving massage, and illustrating for the world what massage therapy could really be like. So I was so delighted to get a chance to work with Jessica and her plantar fasciitis. That's a condition that's really familiar to me that I've been working on and trying to adjust a lot of my life around plantar fasciitis in the past. So to kind of show a little bit of what goes on with the beginning of a plantar fasciitis treatment. I actually am in the process of getting ready to launch just for my local people, a little bit of a plantar fasciitis special segment where we can do a program of treatment over the course of a few weeks that really helps tune that sensation up and get people on track to take good care of their own feet, and especially with plantar fasciitis conditions. So I'll look forward to sharing that with everybody later. If you are joining us and you are an empath, an intuitive healer, or anybody who is offering support and help to those in their community, I would love to invite you to join my course coming out. It's a bit of an experimental approach to really using a lot of hypnosis and meditation to engage that more intuitive side of the mind, to ground ourselves into a holistic view of anatomy and really become confident and comfortable helping the people that we're working with that have concerns going on in the body, intersecting that mind body pivot point using our science and magic skills to the best of our abilities. So I would love for you to help me trial out while I've got the community open for free on school.com. So the link will be posted below, and I'd love to see you in there. If you are interested in coming in and doing a video session with me and you're on the east side of Hawaii, I would love to hear from you. Go ahead and click through to my website, and there's an option there to send me a message, just a direct message. If you can pass me your email address and phone number so that I can coordinate and schedule you up, I'd love to get you in. So I look forward to seeing you all in the future. Have a great rest of your day.